Hey, it's me again. Imagine that. I'm here to talk about the kind of AI project idea. Currently, where that project stands right now, in terms of the maze side of things, is I have algorithms for generating data sets of mazes and solves, and I have a basic idea of using a neural net in a way that it's not supposed to, in terms of a multi-class neural net that generates images. And the kind of thing that I'm looking to experiment with is the idea of using neural nets um, in unintended ways, specifically um, converting the output data that it's supposed to into a different form. Um, Currently, right now, we have like classifications being converted into images. There's many more different things we can do, and there's many different models that we can test. Things I want to do is optimize and speed up training instead of using my janky custom way, and look into ways of how we want to do that. Probably pick a library and dive into it. I want to run more tests on other ways of doing this kind of um, image to image transformation using a classification model. I can think of a few tests that we can do, like implementing basic convolutions, so on and so forth, which would be kind of fun. And running tests on simpler models past just the maze solver, as well as expanding on the maze solver and making it better. Because right now I have it working with 11 by 11 mazes, which is pretty small. And so maybe if we can build a system that trains it for larger mazes, that'd be sweet. Also, take a look at some other models, maybe some actual convolutional models, and see if we can output other forms of information and data from, something that we can just sit down and discuss and figure some ideas out, which would be pretty cool. And run some experiments, run some stuff, and it's more of just I like the idea of using models in unintended ways, using and converting data into something that's different, because the model doesn't care in a lot of cases, which is what I've realized. Like, I was looking at the math, I'm like, the math doesn't give two shits about what it's outputting, which is kind of something I want to exploit, and maybe get some really weird things coming out of it. So yeah, that's basically the idea. um, it'd be fun to I'm trying to think of ways to build web into this, because I know that's web and users is a lot more what you live in, and I don't live in any idea of talking to a user at all or anything like that. So that would be obviously something we can look into if there is something we can do. I found a bunch of great data sets that we can torrent, and stuff like that, so I can get some pretty cool data sets for these projects and stuff. Um, yeah, love to hear inputs on it. Love to hear ideas on expanding on this idea of using models in unintended ways. And yeah, I think we can have a lot of fun with it. Um, I guess I can go a little bit in depth into the other project too. Um, Main idea being just working on procedural generation stuff. Maybe converting it to work with WebGL would be kind of cool. But also, I can see that being kind of a bitch. Um, I don't know what would interest you on that, because I it's also kind of mathy, like the neural net, and also kind of like that set of coding. But there's definitely a lot more to it, and it's in a lot of lower level stuff. So I don't know how you would feel about it, but yeah, it's basically it. Pretty short. Um, I have some ideas to implement a basic edge detection model in using this um, kind of system, in terms of my current neural net setup, of where you would input an image of whatever black and white, like grayscale pixels, and it would output just the edges of it. That'd be a fun, very basic test. And I can think of ways of generating data sets for that using some sort of convolution. We'll see. I don't know. Like, I want to find some kind of simple ones that are a little complicated, and so some simple ones in terms of like we can run some very basic tests on it, and so on and so forth. But and maybe some really cool complicated things because that's I think kind of what I want the end goal to be is just do some really dumb stuff with models that aren't built to do it, but get them to work. Maybe not well, but get some pretty cool results. So I'll stop rambling. Curious on thoughts. Bye.